What is going on, guys? My name is Adam, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'll be talking about a franchise that has undergone some rough times in recent years, Call of Duty. I'll be putting personal opinions to one side, as what games I enjoy doesn't necessarily match up with the statistics and reality of how they're received. I'll be talking primarily about the Call of Duty community on YouTube as opposed to how the game is sold, as Call of Duty is nigh on guaranteed to sell millions every year, but an active online community is what keeps games alive and thriving. If you think back to the end of 2013, Call of Duty was at its peak on YouTube. Black Ops 2 had an overwhelmingly successful season, securing Treyarch a place as one of the best video game developers and coming out from the shadow of Infinity Ward's Modern Warfare franchise, and obviously brought hype for the next game, Call of Duty Ghosts. This is where the franchise community started to take a downturn. It wasn't catastrophic, and it wasn't even a large decline, but it set in motion a turn for Call of Duty that it has struggled to recover from. COD Ghosts was hated when it was the flagship game of the franchise, plain and simple. There were those that enjoyed it, and some revisionists today claim they always loved Ghosts or it wasn't that bad, but the fact is that coming after BO2 it was generally disliked by the community and people were very disappointed. Advanced Warfare was a similar story, with initial hype surrounding the innovation brought by exosuits turning into a bitterness about the supply drop mechanic, which was obviously first introduced in that game, and the perceived not Call of Duty feeling exo mechanics brought to the game. Now, Black Ops 3 was a brief respite in the downturn, because despite vocal concerns about the unique guns locked behind supply drops such as that PPSH and all the classic guns remastered that had statistical advantages over the base guns, which wasn't even in Advanced Warfare because the Advanced Warfare guns were actually all counterparts to a gun that was already in the game. The fans of the franchise received Black Ops 3 well despite this, and obviously there's still not quite happiness with the movement system. They considered it an improvement over Advanced Warfare's movement system, as it was more controlled and people couldn't just jump over your head and turn around and kill you, which was obviously deemed to be quite unfair when closing the skill gap so anyone could just fly around and kill you. And again, they considered it a vast improvement over Advanced Warfare, and despite this, fans clamoured to see the returns of boots on the ground movement in the following COD, which made Infinite Warfare perhaps the worst received game in the history of the franchise. As the game had been in development since before Advanced Warfare's release, Infinity Ward couldn't have predicted the community's reaction to advanced movement, and found themselves stuck in a position as being mid-development of a game based in space when the fanbase turned. Many YouTubers at this point, after Infinite Warfare's release, because obviously the Infinite Warfare build-up was dominated by disappointment and it wasn't much hype built for the game at all, many YouTubers, once it was released, returned to Black Ops 3 and paid little to no attention to Infinite Warfare after DLC 1. The Zombies DLCs were quite well received, and the pre-order bonus of Modern Warfare Remastered had a thriving community for about the first quarter of the game's intended life cycle, but ultimately 2017 was the worst year ever for the COD community on YouTube. This brings us almost back to the present day, where the promotion for Call of Duty World War II began. The game was massively hyped up, and the return of a past setting and boots on the ground combat set the stage for what was meant to be a return to glory for the Call of Duty franchise. Unfortunately, the game is already dead fairly soon after it's launched. Poor online map design and uncompelling characters and a quickly solved Easter egg in zombies caused large portions of the COD community to switch to playing Fortnite. Unfortunately, this is quite widespread. Many YouTubers are now uploading Fortnite as their primary content, including the largest Call of Duty YouTuber of all, Ali A. It remains to be seen whether the DLC season can revive World War II, but the past can tell us that a game only gets less popular as it ages, which doesn't bear well for COD World War II. The next entry in the franchise will, however, likely fare slightly better, as it's long rumoured to be a boots-on-the-ground modern-day shooter, which was developed by Treyarch, obviously, and it would be more hyped up than a game by Sledgehammer or Infinite Warfare would be, as Treyarch standalone as the one developer fans trust. Let me know what you think of World War II and the upcoming DLC in the comments. Make sure to look at the video on the screen right now about GTA 5 on the Nintendo Switch. Drop a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. My name is Adam, and I'll see you guys next time.